Hi everyone, Scrappy Kathy here with another challenge accepted. And I apologize that this video is going to be late because, and I have the silliest excuse in the world. My husband's birthday was Monday, and so all day Monday I was cooking like it was Sunday, and all day long it seemed like Sunday, and ever since then I've been counting it as Sunday. So I thought today was Wednesday. So I was going to make my video today for Thursday, which I thought was tomorrow. And silly me, around bedtime is when I realized that it was Wednesday yesterday and I hadn't made my video. So it's going to be late, but I hope you like it anyway. This week, the challenge that Shannon and I have accepted is the mood board challenge at Mercy Tiara's Inspiration YouTube Hop and the Inspiration event that they've had going on at Mercy Tiara for, I think it's 2 months now. It ends next week, I think, or at least at the end of this month. But this month, they have posted 3 mood boards. There's this green one, this kind of pink and mint green one. This has some of the citron, yellowish green, and then this purplish blue one with a little bit of aqua kind of thrown in. Normally with mood boards, I am inspired by the colors. And I love these colors. They're very nice, but they're not exactly, if you know my style and my stash, not exactly in my wheelhouse. It's not that I can't appreciate pastels and these kind of vintagey, rough-hewn images, but it's just not what I usually do. So I'm instead, when I went to bed last night, kind of looking again at the mood board, I decided that what I'm inspired by is the kind of the grid that all 3 mood boards make on this piece of paper. So that kind of reminded me of a game board, and that led me to a couple photos that I had printed of, they're not particularly important photos, either in story or in style. They're just a couple photos of Ava when she was about 5, I think, playing with a SpongeBob board game. I'm not even sure. I can see SpongeBob here. Not sure what the point of it is or what she's doing. It looks like she has some sort of stylus in her hand. In any case, I just thought her little face was so cute, and when the photos were taken, she obviously was concentrating more on the game than she was on the person taking the photo. Now she's hyper photosensitive and doesn't like anyone taking pictures. And anyone gets a camera or a phone out, she leaves the room. But this is a reminder of days gone by, and it kind of reminded me of game night and the fun that we used to have with that, and the fact that the last few nights at dinner we've talked about recharging game night. So I'm going to put the photos there and kind of tell you where I went with that idea. I was actually going to cut these bits of scraps that you see here into squares and maybe make something like a game board on a piece of white cardstock. Then I remembered these days I'm working until the end of next month. Actually, I'm working with my How to Kill a Kit with Style kit, which is made up of leftovers of things that I had pulled to use in Calvin Ball during the month of March and did not use. So these are some scraps that I was going to use in making a game board, but I already had this Amy Tangerine paper that has all these wonky frames, and I thought, that will do perfectly. So I'm going to use these scraps to mat the photos and make them a little bit more important than they are. I've got the same colors, not necessarily the same sizes, represented in both stacks. I've got a little tag here because I'm also trying to get points at the Secret Not Secret Kit Club party. So I'm going to put this aside, and having said that I don't do these colors, I have tried to pull those kinds of colors. I've got a citron green here, kind of a minty green there, some pastel colors in this Paige Evans papers. So I've pulled scraps that kind of represent the mood board as well as I could. There will be some deviations. And if you have a game board, you've got to have game pieces, right? So I have these acrylic pieces from Bramble Fox that have come in various Bramble Fox boxes, and they're the kinds of game board pieces that you might see. Somebody might want to be a black swan, somebody might want to be a mint green sewing machine, right? So we'll see how, so those are going to be my embellishments. I also have a couple things. I like this citron and the aqua there, and it says the sweetest thing, so that would be good. This mint green stamp from, I want to say, that's not Truly Grateful. That might be from Horizon. I have a partial hexagon here that I'd like to use, and bits of a cut file that I cut the flowers out of. So those are my supplies. I have a few stickers over here. I don't know if I'm going to use any of those, but we'll see as we go along. So first order of business, I want to mat the photos. I'm going to just do them kind of wonky and not care what colors I'm putting next to each other. Let me make sure I'm doing this on camera so you can kind of see. I definitely want this one to show. So that's probably the only one I really care about having it show. So I've kind of pushed it back in there. I've got a pink bit that can go there. And I'm just taking whatever sizes and shapes are in there. In some cases, these were scraps that I cut in half. This one, obviously, I just had a small bit. That's too much pink there. I am going to care what colors I put next to each other. So I'm going to do this one. I kind of don't necessarily want those ice creams to show. But I do want that pretty mint green color there. This is actually a piece of cardstock that came from that same Mind the Scrap kit. Let me do this. I'll line that up with the direction of the photo. Here's another one I want to use the green. And it's perfectly fine with me if this ends up looking like an explosion, because I do tilt things out. Sometimes I can do a little bit more controlled matting, but that's not what I was going for here. And this may not be to everyone's taste, but since I'm not using a lot of embellishments, I kind of wanted a lot of interest around the photo. Okay, this is probably my favorite color in the whole batch. Let me use the wood grain though. There, and we're working, I've got quite a lot going out this direction. I'll do this. And this is going to be the hardest work of the in making the layout. This was a cut apart card that came from a paper pad, and I know I have another one, so it didn't bother me to cut that up. I'm gonna maybe put this right in here. There we go. So that kind of separates these two colors, which are very similar. This one I'm gonna maybe bring down to the bottom like that as sort of a platform. This is a piece of vellum that I thought might add some interest in there. Just as it goes over a print, and it kind of shows that more of that card is showing, but the vellum is kind of obscuring some of it. Okay, so I've got this pink. I may just kind of put it there. And I've got this polka dotty pink. You know, I may just skip that, and there's nothing about that that seems like I need to have it. Okay, so that's gonna maybe go there. I'm gonna cover up the orange because there's no orange, and in fact no yellow. The closest thing to yellow, or the thing that has the color that has the most yellow in it, are these citron flowers. So I'm going to, one of the squares that'll get covered up with a photo is that orange. So now let's do, and I've made a tag out of this one so that I can get that tag point. I think I said that a while ago. Okay, so let me go with different different papers right up front. I'll maybe do, that really needs to kind of go in the back. So let's do this right up front there. And I'll do this pink kind of right there. I've discarded the other one of these. I'll discard that one. Let's go with this. This is the other half of a Project Life card. I think it's a cut apart from Simple Stories, but put that there. Let me get this right there. Actually, I'm going to do it here to cover up that yellow so that what I'm keeping is the green here and the green there. Okay, that's kind of down in there. I'll put this back here. Now I think I'm ready. Oops, did that work? Yeah. Ready to do this. This one doesn't, sometimes when I do this, every time when I do this, I am not, I don't plan. So it's kind of a crapshoot as to whether I will like the resulting explosion. I just kind of place things at an angle that I think allows the color, as much of the color to show as I want to show. Okay. And sometimes that looks nice. I like this one, for example. I hope you do. This one can go up here. It went towards the bottom on the other photo. Got my wood grain and this pink and purple. Ooh, this is a nice color. I kind of want some of that to show here. You can tell ice cream was a Calvin Ball rule because I have a couple ice cream papers here and I'm not using them on the ice cream side. Balloons were also a rule, so I have some balloon paper. I'm using it for the color now. Let me see. And my goal is to put it there in such a way that you don't really, you can't really tell it's balloons. I'm going to put the purple kind of down there as a bit of a platform. This vellum maybe would work there. I'm going to cut this one down. Because I want it to go over those ice cream cones. Okay, that just sort of darkens it. All right, and this wood grain, I'll bring, just have a little bit of it shown off to the side. And I will put this maybe right there. That works for me. Okay, so I've got two explosions. I'm going to put this one up here and this one right here. I'm not going to use any foam because with all those layers of paper, they are raised nicely. Let me first do the one that's covering the orange, and then let me see how that works for putting the title. I want to leave, this is one of the things I really like. I love that Amy Tangerine art there. Okay, let me turn it so that the photo is the right way. Okay, there. And I've got this yellow one over here. I'm not going to be able to cover that, so we'll just live with it. Okay, so here. Now, the title is going to be good stuff. I spent a fair bit of time removing these, the backing on my Perspextives, but I forgot this one. Didn't do this one either. Okay, so it was the title that got left behind. I think all of my game pieces are good. Okay, and I'm thinking I'd like it to go, let's see, is there a better, if I put it above that frame, between those frames and this here, then I could use my arrow kind of bridging those. Yeah. I like that, so let me pull out my liquid glue and start gluing things on, and then we're almost done, guys. So I'm trying to make it as short as possible, so with everybody in the family using Wi-Fi, I have a hard time competing, so it takes about 3 times longer for me to upload my videos lately. Okay. Okay, that works for me. I'm gonna put this one, it's chipboard, so I'm going to put a little liquid glue. I kind of want to split that evenly, but it doesn't want to. And I like this stamp that says adore, and I thought I could put it maybe down here, and again liquid glue, because I'm going to prop it up just on the corner of the photograph. It has that pretty mint green, and I honestly don't have much of that in my collection, but it looks really nice next to this other Paige Evans paper. Let me see if I can insert this hexagon somewhere. I'm not sure what the little design is. It looks like it might be cactuses. I thought right here I've got kind of an exposed corner that I didn't care for too much. So let me do that there. Lift that up a bit. My tweezers have gone away. There's not that much on my table. How can I lose my tweezers? So normally I always, if I store them, I store them in the same place. These are not my everyday tweezers, but they'll work. Okay. Now we'll start with the game pieces. I think I definitely want to use the sewing machine. I don't do a lot of sewing, and it's better as a game piece than it is as a scrapbooking embellishment. It came in a little set that says create mess, havoc, and art. And I do all of those things, but just not with a sewing machine. I do it with scissors and paintbrushes for sure. So I'm going to kind of center it. It's a big piece, and I want to use something big to kind of fill up and live in this area. I've got if I have a tall, yes I do. I have this pretty pink jar, and I'm going to put it here in this one. It's just an homage to games. Here's a cute couple, and that's when John and I join in the games. I've got a Polaroid camera that I absolutely love, and he's square, so he might be good right here. And it's that pretty blue that's in this one of the mood boards. Let me make sure that that's all on camera there. I have to move my light every evening when I serve dinner, and so I have to readjust. You'd think that having the lines on here would be my guide, and they are sometimes, but I have to reset the camera settings every night. I'm going to take this, my Fitbit band, the little thing that holds the flap has broken, so I need a new one, and I Okay, let's see what we have here. We have the black swan, which might look nice there. Or I might want to do a trio of houses. That's what would look good there. Ooh, those are cute. I love this little purple house with the star. Okay. I like it. I had no idea how this would look. But I like it. I like that purple ampersand. I've got a green tropical leaf, and it's kind of a little bit matted on one side, and that kind of looks different. I'm going to put it there. I'm still looking for a home for my black swan. Here, not here. Don't want it too close to that. I'm going to temporarily say there. I like that little umbrella. And I've got last summer we got a Fox box that had swimsuit images. I'm going to put that at a little bit of an angle there. And I've got this set of swim trunks left over, and Ava wears shorts all the time. So having shorts on a page, it's about her, but it's the same color as those potty people. So I don't want to do that. Let me do, she wears shorts pretty much winter or summer. And so this is kind of a nod to that. And I'll just kind of put it right there. That's okay. And I've got another potty person here. Maybe put it on top of that tag. That's cute. It's the right color. I had a set of, a collection of these in my little coconut bowl, and I wasn't sure I'd use them all. I'm gonna layer this lock here on the jar. I've never layered Perspextives before. I've got a little bit of a, that alarm wasn't for anything, John. It's not time to take anything. If that's why you're wandering around. Okay. All right. We're old people who have alarms set for to remind us about our medications. Okay, I think I'm going to call that done. I thought maybe I would use one or more of these cut file pieces. I could do something like that, but that looks goofy to me, so I'm going to go back on that. I may add a little journaling about wanting to resurrect game night in the family, and then kind of trying to figure out, I've noticed that the girls, Ava and Katie, have been playing board games with each other. You know, I see a red heart in here, and this is part of the Valentine's Day issue. Let me just get a little tiny red heart and see where I can add. I think I'm going to put it right here on top of this pink hexagon. I can't not have a heart on here. I like the selection of colors. These are from many different, these are kind of leftovers in a way. And some packages I hadn't opened yet. So. Okay, that will stick in a minute. All right, I think I'm done. Challenge accepted. I love that I got to use this Amy Tangerine paper. I have had this paper before for years and had other sheets of it, and I've fussy cut those frames out and used them. I have actually done a page when I was documenting my our trip to Europe with my granddaughter. I actually printed photos that would fit inside those frames and actually made mats and so forth. So this is the first time I've used it this way, so I'm happy. Let me make sure that you can, whoops, and of course it's out of frame. Let me bring this back down. There's the completed layout, and I'll be publishing it soon. As soon as it gets uploaded, it's going to go live, and I'll post it on the normal places. So thank you for watching. I really appreciate it, and apologize for being late. Bye. See you next week.